So that stopped.
What'd you say?
I believe the ship has stopped, right?
Looks about it. I'm looking at you, yeah, 4-0.
Yeah.
I can come down some, actually.
Before you get up, do you want to call on the same move? You like north?
Bridge, there's nav. Same move as before. 30 meters, 000, speed decimal 2. That's a good copy.
Video, have you seen this yet today?
I haven't.
I haven't either. So.
Oh, there's
Nor
a
have I
fish
seen
up the
that
left.
fish
yeah.
off the left.
It was a fast mover. I think it might be a queen snapper.
Yep.
Okay.
I think that's a queen snapper in the distance, so I think we got enough zooms on those today. But I don't think we've seen this anemone, so at least a snap zoom I think is warranted.
Yeah, we're stretched out a bit. The ship's moving towards us, so I have a minute to set down here.
Okay.
Move a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Is that an orange snail shell also? On the bottom?
It looks like it. Get
Pilot
that after.
nav.
Co-pilot?
Co-pilot.
Okay, co-pilot, we get lasers off.
Sure. Lasers are off.
Okay, video for to zoom.
So we're looking at here an anemone. I don't think we've seen today. It has this interesting kind of mottled, speckled brown coloration on the tentacles. Well, it might be red now that I look at it up close. Red-brown, we'll call it. Actually kind of reminds me of like the side of a cow, black and white cow coloration, but it's definitely an anemone. But not one we've seen so far.
Do you want me to tilt that video?
Yes, please.
I don't know if it'll be possible to identify these. The anemones are notoriously difficult to identify by video, and it's something we would really have to collect to identify it more fully, but I don't think that will be our priority for this dive since we're looking for corals and sponges.
Okay, whenever you're clear, video.
A few more seconds.
Sure.
Let's go one more tight on the spots. Okay, we'll look at that.
Excellent. Thank you, pilot.
Shell
You're welcome.
object.
I'll just tilt down to this shell and then we'll be on our way.
You have to twist left.
Hey, Nav, when you're settled, do you mind seeing if there's any samples yet?
Is that a slit shell? I just saw
I
it.
think Sean said there was
I think
two.
it might be. I don't know if it's alive though. Looks to be alive.
Looks like
Twisting
there
back,
are
right?
2 biosamples, port outer and port inner.
Yep,
Excellent,
that looks like
thank
a
you.
slit shell. A large marine
would you like me
snail or gastropod.
Bring in your
We've seen
sonar
quite a
bit?
few over the past
sure.
few dives.
Sorry, video came too far to port. Coming around.
This one looks a little bit of a different coloration on
Okay, tilting up.
the shell.
There we go.
You can see the tentacles on the head region, which is facing us. And directly behind that is the strong muscular foot that they use to climb around. This one is actually moving enough that we can see it. Those tentacles on the head region are more or less sensory. Can use them to detect either chemical or physical traits or features that it might want to move towards. I've never really seen these
Still down to the
associated
head?
with grazing on anything particular. We've seen them mostly on soft bottom, but there's enough phytodetritus here in
Tilt
the
it back
form
Alright,
of
8-0.
thalassia or
Okay.
turtle grass, as well as
Alright, video.
debris from
I've got to go in about 10 seconds.
rafts
Do you want
of
anything else?
That's good.
sargassum.
Full wide.
Very nice imagery.
Video swapping out.
Thank you, video. Okay, so we're moving to the north now.
You're going to follow you with the camera as you move forward.
Yep. The real waypoint is, I think, is more like 030, but we just followed those rocks a bit to the north.
Copy that.
But I don't think we want to keep going that way. There's not much time left on bottom. So, yeah. I'll pass off to pilot.
Sounds good. You say something?
Copy that. Thank you, Bridge.
Okay, report from the pilot. Last pilot was want to make it to the peak. Swish boogie.
To everyone on the shore, we're just doing a quick
Pilots, we
swap out.
just finished a move.
Pilots.
So, Sirius should have been caught up by now, I'd say.
Okay.
For that.
Well, what are you looking at? 58? Yeah, we get another one in. I don't see anything immediate.
Since we're diving a little bit later
Which direction
today,
are
we're
we going? Due north?
yeah, that's right.
Looks like the target
We're doing a
bearing for at least Sirius is
A little bit of an extended dive
49.
that'll
Okay.
allow us to have
Zero
some
by zero.
more bottom time.
The last two moves have been 30 meters at 000. I don't know if that's
Yeah, Carl had mentioned that they saw some rocks that they were following.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see some rocks
at
over
000.
here.
Yeah, if you want to zoom out, we can try and come up with a plan just so we get an idea of where waypoint 3 is.
Copy that.
We started the dive today at around
So,
539
200
meters,
away.
kind of in the terrain that looks not too dissimilar from this.
Yeah.
We quickly moved up through
Waypoint 3's up there.
some
Yep.
sparse boulders
I'm
onto
facing
a
the wrong
steeper
way
wall,
Yeah, so
which
I think
we
they were saying
climbed.
they won't make that. So
It
it's
wasn't a
kinda
lot of
just
attached
whatever's
fauna on that
interesting
particular
nearby.
wall.
Do
But
you
when
want
we
me
got
to
to the
swing
top,
over to
we
like
found
050 and
substrate
then
that
we'll
was
try and
more or
boogie to
less
here
like
and see
we're
if this
seeing
is
now, which is
anything
boulder
interesting?
fields with
Yeah,
intermittent
thing. Now that I have my
Ex-
orientation, I
um,
can come
D2S
around
and
and get
stuff
wide
up
enough
to the
to
port too.
expanses of sand
Yeah, I was just checking that out.
and mud.
Yeah,
See if I can push out this way real quick and see what's
These
there.
boulders have been some of the
I'll
more
swing
biodiverse
050.
habitats that we've seen, including coral sponges,
Do a little shove.
anemones,
Keeping you in view.
plenty of sea stars as well.
See if we can get lined up in this direction, find anything interesting. Got something off to my starboard here.
Sit away at 050.
Our
Alright,
dive today is
coming down
expected
a
to
little.
take us up in the range of about
Got a big target.
300 meters.
Push towards it.
Copy that. Gonna drop down.
Right
like
now
15,
we're in between our 2
12
last
and 15.
waypoints of our dive.
Okay.
Towards the end of our dive, we picked a unique mound feature
Yeah, let's
Feeling
at
like a
about
move.
350
let's
meters.
get a little move out this way. You might
Let
wanna
us
do
thought
it
to
a
have
little bit more to starboard.
possibly
What are
aggregations
you at?
of deep water
050?
fishes,
Yeah, well, 046 right
or
now, but
potentially if hard
Yeah,
bottom
lock in on
occurs
050.
there,
055
some
or
deep
something.
water corals
Copy
that
that.
are taking advantage of
I got a rock right out here, so we'll head towards that
topography
in a second.
accelerated
Once we get
currents.
some room on the tether. Let's do it. So
Okay, what was it?
055.
055.
And how far of a jump you want?
At least 30, if not a
Yeah.
little more.
Okay. Bridge, this is ROV now.
You can push out a little more if you'd like, but
Hey, I'd like to
Yeah,
request a
preserve
ship
this
move.
tether a little bit.
range 30 meters.
I can also come down
bearing
if you want to check out that rock.
055 degrees and speed decimal 2 knots.
Yeah, I see a little scatter of them here, so I'll just go investigate it in a second.
Copy that.
Good copy. Thank you, Bridge. Watch leads. This is Matt.
Hello, watch lead.
Hey, just wanted to give you an update. We have about maybe just under 20 minutes or so. We want to be off the bottom around 2200, 6 p.m. local time, and we have to do a little bit of testing for about 5 minutes before that. So maybe 5:55 local or 21:55 UTC.
That sounds great, pilot. Thanks. We'll just continue on and we'll take off bottom whenever we need to.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Is there a small fish to the lower left, or am I seeing things?
No, yeah, there is one. I'm just waiting to get a little bit of tether, and I can be
Okay.
stable to get a shot of it, because it's pretty stationary. But it's right left of the lasers now.
Come down a little more so you can get that.
Great. All right, video, come on in. Got a little stable here.
Yeah. It looks like a fish we've actually seen this dive. I just wasn't sure if it was a flatfish or a green eye, but it looks to be one of these green eyes.
Okay.
All right, thanks. I think we got enough imagery of that earlier on.
Great.
Seems to be a accelerating current right in this area,
Yeah, a
just
little
based
bit.
on how the marine snow is moving. But it's just my observation.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually increased.
Something at the bottom of the big rock. Go investigate.
You can push out a bit more. Got a significant amount of tether.
Okay. An old pile of rocks over here.
Yeah.
It's again going in the wrongish direction, but
Looks like a sponge possibly at the bottom of this rock here.
all
I
right,
can
video.
be there at 020.
Hitting the end of my leash here. If you want to come in a little bit, and get it from here, see if we can sort out what this is. A couple of sponges even.
Yeah, that looks like a sponge. Probably a demo sponge. Actually, it might be two sponges that have fused, but could be that one sponge has two oscula. But they're pretty well defined in this individual.
Just scan along here, see if there's anything else of interest along this
I'm
space.
seeing mostly hydroids, brachiopods.
Something next to the lasers here just closed. The left
Yeah.
one's just about
Yeah.
touching it.
I think that was a brachiopod.
I see.
There's a
They
bunch of
they do
those.
that sometimes.
Gotcha.
There, he's opening now.
Yeah, cool.
And I didn't see too much out of the ordinary other than what we're looking at on the way into this.
Okay.
So I
Well,
think
we'll continue on then. Ship's
Yep.
caught up a little bit, so I can continue onward. Thanks, video.
Pilot, would you like me to range down your sonar?
No, I'm scanning out for rocks with that, so
Oh,
it's a good indicator of where things might be. I'll try to get back on track and find something.
Yeah, it look like there's more rocks out to where you're heading, but
Yeah.
out in front of us is pretty bleak.
Oh, there's something in here, maybe. This is an interesting sonar return.
Looks like you got a rock out in front of you. Small one.
Yeah, a couple little stuck things in the sediment as well.
our off-bottom time today is in about 20 minutes time, maybe just under that, about 15 minutes time. So we're trying to make as much way as possible.
good copy. Thank you, Burge.
We're not too far from
Well,
our
you're still
final
within the
waypoint,
line,
which is
isn't
great. We've more or
We're
less
not going to have a
covered
whole lot of swing, and you're
the
still
entire
pretty far
dive
out.
plan for
Yeah,
today.
keep it coming. Same thing. You like this direction still? Yeah.
Yeah, feels
Burge,
good
this
to
is
me.
ROV now.
Okay.
Like to
There's
request another ship
Coral
move.
and whips coming
Same.
up.
So range 30 meters, bearing 055 degrees, and speed .2 knots.
More fans and
Good copy. Thank you, Burge.
coral whips in this vicinity.
If something were to happen, I'd rotate to my port.
I think
You
more or
just
less it's
swing
the
to
same
your starboard,
cast of
right?
characters we've been seeing, including this white octocoral.
Uh,
and,
To the ship.
I mean, you're lined up right now, so I would swing port.
Good. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Well, I guess, yeah, I mean, you would either go starboard or I would go port, depending on where it was headed.
Yeah.
If you started heading towards me, then I would just go towards port.
Looks like the back stalk has a sea star predator. The
Pilot,
whip-
at your convenience, can we take a look at one of these longer whips?
Yeah, is there one of... Actually, this is one of the starboards kind of close already. I can go for that without stretching the tether.
I think that's perfect. Yeah, I just don't
Right.
recall getting a good image of these earlier on.
Okay.
But I can't quite tell.
All right, video,
I
come
can't
on, I'll
quite
get a little
tell
closer
what
so they can get a better
group it
idea
might
what
belong
this is.
to. I'm guessing it's,
Got about 6 meters worth of tether.
with that length, probably a bamboo coral, but I can't see any of the node structures underneath. At the base, it might be easier to see those, but we can kind of just look at that opportunistically as we were moving around.
Yeah, well, I'm just scooching it a little closer, trying not to squish anybody in the way.
I
Get some
think
more tight
the
seams
tissue's
here.
a little thinner down towards the base, and that might
Okay.
be able to give us a better ID.
Come on in, video. Let's try to get closer to the base.
There's a fish as well.
I'll just scan slowly along here and
Yeah.
try to pick up some detail.
Perfect. That's great. The tissue looks so thick, but maybe I'm seeing things, but I think I see,
I don't see any like nodes or anything.
yeah, I mean, if there is, the tissue is extremely thick, so much so that I can't really see those bands, but I do think I see it in certain places.
So wait, I'll go back down.
Right
Somewhere
there.
Like, yeah, that section right there.
yeah.
Almost center screen.
And maybe right there. Yeah, this actually might not be a bamboo coral at all. I mean, there's no really well-defining characteristics of this.
Do you want to get... Oh, well, I got the base a little bit. Do you want to get out towards the tip and see what that looks like? Is that any interest?
I don't think it's. I think it's
Okay.
more or less what we were looking at
All right.
previously. But you know, it couldn't hurt. Can we go to the tip
Yeah.
of the colony?
Not a little bit partial. Just it's about midway up here. It loops back around.
The polyps are the thing that's giving us the most pause here,
There it is.
in that they're more mound-like than most bamboos are
Come in
capable of retracting.
Yeah, they're not open.
I can't see there's not a lot of bare skeleton of the tip that would give us any more clues. Generally, just these hemispherical mounds from the very base of the colony all the way to the tip. Pilots, I know we have like 10 more minutes. Do you think we can grab this in our last few minutes?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay. You know, we want to, it's a really, really big colony, so maybe we can, you know, grab as much as you can fit in the box, maybe 20, 25 centimeters,
Sure thing.
just so we make sure we have enough material.
Okay. I'm going to pick up and adjust a little
Yeah,
to get in a better
pilot.
spot.
There's that one on the left with something hanging on it.
Yeah.
We take a quick look at it,
Um,
just a snap, just to see what the growth is.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a basket star on there maybe, or
Yeah,
or
okay, it's not-
sargassum.
It's
I think it's
It's-
barnacles
Yeah, or barnacles.
or
Okay.
sargassum.
Yeah.
yeah.
So the colony to the left in the background also seems to have its polyps extended. Can we snap zoom out there before we
Yeah.
land down to collect?
Yeah, sure thing. Go ahead, video. Snap out. We'll see how much detail we can get you at least.
Yeah, so Scott on shore side, I think this is what we were looking at.
I can sneak a little closer
Yeah.
so they don't close.
Hey, Nav.
I know you don't have a lot of light yet.
Nav.
I thought we had identified this as a bamboo
Good copy. Thank you,
previously,
Bridge.
but
Nav.
man, I'm still not seeing those nodes.
How
even though
much
the
longer do we have on that move?
polyps
It's just
and the
finished.
tissue
Just-
is a little bit
oh,
thinner
yeah.
here.
Sorry.
No problem.
Starting to get a little light on it for you here.
Sorry,
I mean,
I'm
this could be
directly
totally
overhead you,
different too,
pilot,
but
I,
I have the
we're
feeling that
stationary,
it's
so we should
the
be fine.
same as the one we were seeing with closed polyps. Yeah,
I see. Yeah, you pretty much stopped though,
so
right?
I think
Yeah.
this
Pilot?
was a this was a
So-
bamboo coral.
So is this the one? Do you still want to collect?
Yeah, I think we're going to collect the one we were looking at first,
Okay.
but this is a good juxtaposition to get because I think these two whips look very much similar, but they actually may be different.
Okay. All right. Great. Get a couple more seconds here, video, and then we can move on for the sample.
So, pilot, for your reference, only the starboard boxes
Okay, come on out.
are available,
Yeah, thanks.
and you're ramped up whenever you're ready.
Backing up. Looking for the previous colony. We did scooch forward a little. Hopefully I don't.
Yeah, it's right there.
There it is. Coming around. I'm in good position for sampling.
I'm gonna go ahead and put up mini Zeus on mine.
Just leave it for a second.
Copy that.
Thanks. I'll need it when I start to stow this especially, but at first I want to make sure I'm looking good for the landing. Keep an eye on the tether and all that. That's more, okay, this looks like a good distance. Set down.
Just a note for the record, too, I'm noticing a few, I don't know if we've seen these black coral stalks. These could be parentopathes or something like that. But they look very similar to what we were seeing on the top of the mound yesterday as well.
Spun up. Ready to go.
But this was interesting because they're very long colonies, but this one in particular, the way the polyps are, the way they're retracted and contracted to the
I'm also taking control
to the tissue on the body. It's not reminiscent of a bamboo coral, which normally these whips are how we see bamboo corals.
Again, you'll be going to the starboard.
I think it might be a different family, so
okay.
that's why it would necessitate a
Does
collection
about
to find
this
out.
much look good to you guys?
I think that's a fair amount. Yep.
Okay. Start closing. Make sure it's going to draw nicely. Yeah.
Did it have the notes?
We couldn't see any.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's our suspicion was that it was not.
Okay,
a
let me
bamboo
know when
coral.
you're clear for door.
Yep.
Bringing door out.
And sorry, just to check, this is going starboard side?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
Starboard outer, or starboard inner, sorry.
Top of that.
Come down, fully extended. Bring it over mini. So it looks like there's a little tail that's still outside. It should, if I close it, it should just break off the very tip, and the rest will be in the.
Oh, well, start
dial.
closing, see if the breeze gets it in there. It was kind of long. Yeah, okay. It went in, right?
So yeah, we definitely have a significant portion.
Okay, cool. Starboard inner file box.
Ramping down. Oh, never mind.
This button is officially not functioning at all. Only works every third time.
The index.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Arm is off.
Got that. Ramping down. Disabling. Okay.
Okay.
Turning to home.
I think it's about time to start storing those swing arms and stuff, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Did you get a target? Drop the target, right? Yep, good.
Whoop, sorry.
You're good.
This pretty much brings us to the end of the dive today for everyone on shore.
Guess we're ramping back up.
Something there?
Something.
Yeah.
It's like crawling. I'm not sure if maybe a shrimp. It's big.
Can't even see it.
Nav, how are we doing?
So, as I was saying, this brings us to the end of the dive today. First, to the shoreside scientists.
Off bottom?
We're planning on starting our post-dive call pretty much immediately after this, within a couple minutes of
let's go ahead and start showing.
So, stay tuned for that. And for everyone who's been following along today, we have started our dive at around 539 meters, ending our dive at around 405 meters. So a pretty steep climb, followed by some interesting boulders and cobbly terrain with sediment interspersed, and a decent diversity of deep water corals and sponges, as well as several observations of the elusive, or maybe not so elusive anymore, queen snapper. So this concludes our dive at Caja de Muertos Island, and tomorrow we'll be back with you a little bit further to the west of this location, as we plan another dive and
so you were driving
explore
directly
deep water
underneath me.
habitats off the coast of
La Parguera.
La
And
Parguera.
I am at max camera.
and off the
Thank you.
south coast of Puerto Rico. So thanks for joining, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Buenas tardes.
Okay. Ramping down. Save one. Camera's at